Okay, so today we are going to start with the concept of Java applet. In our previous sessions, we have seen the swing. I told you that AWT and swing, these are used to create window-based or GUI-based applications in Java. Similar to that, applet is also used to create the window-based or GUI-based applications in Java. So what is basically applet? So an applet is a Java program that can be embedded into a web page. So we can write the applet and which we can embed into a web page, that is in the HTML. So it runs inside the web browser. It runs inside the web browser and it works at the client side. An applet is embedded in an HTML page or web page using the applet or the object tag, and it can be hosted on the web server. These applets are used to make the website more dynamic as well as entertaining. So see the hierarchy of applet. We have the object class from which the component class is derived. Then we have the container. Then we have the panel. Inside panel, we have applet. In case of AWT, we are going to use this applet class. And if you are using swings, then we can use the JApplet class. So basically, applet is like a container. Okay, applet is a container. It contains all the elements. In our swing session, we have seen that we need to create a frame first, and inside the frame, we can we can add the text box, we can add the button, we can add the checkbox and all other components. Similarly, here we can create an applet. Inside that applet, we can add the all other components like text box, buttons and all. So applet, as you can see, applet is basically derived from a panel and panel is derived from a container. So applet is basically a container which holds the other elements which are required to create the GUI application. Now all applets are subclasses either directly or indirectly of java.applet.applet class. Check out, this applet is a package and capital A, this is a class. So if you need to create applet, you need to extend this applet class. Okay, applets are not the standalone programs. Instead, they run within either a web browser or an applet viewer. So we need the web browser or we need the applet viewer tool for execution of the applets. JDK provides the standard applet viewer tool. It is called as applet viewer. So in general, execution of applet does not begin at the main method. So this is a basically main difference. See, applet does not contain any main method. Okay, there is a different life cycle of the object that I will be explaining soon. So execution of the applet does not start with the main method. Applet does not contain the main method. Out of the output of the applet window is not performed by the system.out.println. So applet does not have main method. Similarly, whatever are the contents of applet, whatever the contents you want to display on the applet, they will not be performed by the system.out.println. There is a different method for that purpose. Rather, it is handled with various AWT methods such as drawstring. So like our println method, there is another method called as a drawstring method. And some more methods are there which are used to display the contents on the applet. Now check out, this is a life cycle of an applet. Okay, so there are 5 main methods of an life cycle of an applet. These methods are applicable starting from the birth of the applet to the death of the applet, what we can say. So the methods are init method, start method, paint method, stop and destroy. Okay, so these are the 5 major methods of the applet life cycle. When the applet begins, the following methods are called in the given sequence. So very first init method is called. See, main method is not there. So very first method to get invoked is a init method. After the init method, start method will be invoked. And after the start method, paint method will be invoked. So These are the three major methods which will be called in the same sequence: init, then start, then pend. When an applet is terminated, okay, at the time of end of an applet, the stop and destroy, these methods are invoked. Okay, stop and destroy, these methods are invoked. Initially, at the time of termination, stop method will be invoked, and last method to be invoked is init. So check out, when the applet begins, init method will be invoked, and the applet terminates, the destroy method will be invoked. Okay, and in between init and destroy, we can have start. Analogous to that, the opposite to that is stop, and whatever work we are going to do, it will be redrawn with the help of a pend method. Now check out in detail each and every method. So first is the init method. The init method is the first method to be called when the applet begins. This is where you should initialize all the variables. So whatever type of initialization of the variables is there, that we have to do in the init method. And the very important is that this method is called only once during the runtime of your applet. Okay, so init method is called only for one time, only once for a applet. So when we begin the execution of the applet, first method to be invoked is init, and it is called only once. After the init method, what we have to do in the init method? You can initialize all the variables, because we want to initialize them only for the one time. So whatever activities you want to do before the execution of the applet, whatever initializations you want to do, that you can do in the init method. The second is the start method. The start method is called after the init. So it is also called to restart an applet after it has been stopped. So it is possible that we can stop the applet in between, we can go to the another window. So at that time, applet gets stopped. So automatically it gets started with the help of start method when you come back to the applet. So check out, init method is called only once, when the first time an applet is loaded. Okay, whenever you execute applet for the first time, at that time only init method is called. After that, init method will not be called. Whether you minimize it, maximize it, okay, you go to another window, init method will not be called. But in such cases, start method will be called every time then applet's HTML document is displayed on the screen. Okay, so if the user leaves a web page and comes back, applet resumes its execution with the start method. Okay, so init method is called only once when your execution begins. After that, you can leave that web page, you can go to the another window, and you can come back to the applet. Then the applet execution resumes from the start method. So start method is called multiple times, whereas init method is called only once. Now what is the job of pend method? Okay, so the pend method is called each time an AWT based applet's output must be redrawn. See, applet is nothing but a frame. Okay, we have seen it's a container, and there are multiple other components like text box, text areas, buttons inside the applet. Now it is possible that you minimize applet, you maximize applet, you open another window which covers your applet. So in such cases, applet needs to be redrawn. Okay, some portion of the applet is hidden, some portion of the applet is visible because you have minimized, maximize it. So in such cases, every time the applet contents needs to be redrawn. Okay, the applet's visible portion needs to be redrawn, and for that particular purpose, pend method is used. This situation occurs when we have to call the pend method for many reasons. For example, the window in which the applet is running may be overwritten by the another window, or it may be uncovered afterwards, or the applet window may be minimized and then restored. In such cases, pend method needs to be invoked. So pend is also called when the applet begins the execution at the initial stage. Init, start, and then pend. So whatever are the basic contents that will be drawn. Okay, so whatever is the cause, the applet must redraw its output with the help of the pend method. So pend method is called at that time. So pend method has one parameter of type graphics. So this parameter will contain the graphics contents. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the pend method contains the graphics context which describe the graphic environment in which the applet is running. See, Applet contains the text box, checkbox, radios, and all. So all are nothing but the graphic element, and all need to be redrawn every time the applet gets minimized, maximized, cover, uncovered. So paint method contains one graphics object. Okay, so the graphics context is provided as a parameter to the paint method. So this context is used whenever the output of the applet is required. So the syntax of paint is public void paint. It contains one object graphics G. So G is a object reference for the class graphics, and with the help of G, this G method, this G object, the other methods which are responsible for drawing the elements of the applet can be invoked. Then lastly, we have at the time of termination, stop method and destroy method. The stop method is called when a browser leaves the HTML document containing the applet. So it is possible when it goes to another page, for example. So say I am running a applet and I'm jumping to another web page. So the stop method is invoked. When I come back, start method is invoked and applet begins its execution. Okay, so whenever you leave the web page which contains applet, your stop method is invoked. So when a stop is called, the applet is probably running. So it is possible that applet is in life. Okay, applet exists, but it is not your current window. You are looking at another window. Your another window has covered the applet. Okay, so in that case, stop method is automatically called, and applet may be the in existence. Applet is live. So you should use this stop to suspend the threads that don't need to run when the applet is not visible. Okay, so what happens when you call the stop method, as your applet is not the current window, which is okay, which is on the top. So your applet has got covered. So what happens that the threads are suspended, okay, which are responsible for execution of the applet. So you can start them when the start is called, when the user returns to the page. Now after the my job is over on the another window, I can come back to the applet. So at that time, again the start method will be invoked and your applet will be executed. So the last method is the destroy method. Now destroy method is called when the environment determines that your applet needs to be removed completely from the memory. So you are closing the applet. Okay, at that time your destroy method will be invoked. So at this point you should free up any resources the applet may be using. So the stop method is always called before the destroy. Okay, so initially at the time of termination, stop will be invoked. It will suspend all the threads required for the execution, and then the destroy method will be invoked. Destroy means you are freeing up the space, you are removing the applet from the memory. So check out the life cycle of the applet. We have the begin phase and we have the termination phase. In the begin phase, we call init only once when we start the execution of the applet. Then start method is called, then the paint method is called. And at the termination phase, we have two methods, stop and destroy. Stop method, when temporarily the when the temporarily the applet is covered, minimized, at that time stop is called. And destroy is called when you are closing the button, when you want the applet execution to be you want to end the execution of the applet. Okay. Now let us see a very simple example of a hello world. So check it out. How, as I told you, the applet class we need to extend. This is the standard applet class starting with capital A. This class is present in the java.applet package. So you need to import first. Import java.applet.capital A applet. Okay. So we will extend this applet class. Say public class hello world extends applet. Now this applet class contains the paint method. All methods are present in the applet. Your init method, your start method, stop method, okay, paint method, all methods are present. Right now, I am not initializing anything. Init method will be called automatically. I am not having any other code. I just want to draw hello world. I just want to print hello world. Rest of the lifecycle methods will be invoked automatically. I just want to modify the paint method. So check it out. I'm overriding only the paint method. Okay, so public void paint graphics G and G dot drawstring. This drawstring method is analogous to your system.out.println, like your printf method. Okay, so if you want to print anything on the applet, inside the applet, Okay, you have to use the drawstring method if you want to uh, put any textual message. So check out g.drawstring. So this drawstring method is available in the graphics. Okay, so we need to call it with the g object. Okay, g.drawstring. The parameters are, first is the string which you want to display, and the second and third are the x and y position inside the applet where you want to display it. Okay, so this is a very simple program of hello world using applet. So check out, I have extended the applet class into the hello world, and I have overridden a single method, pent method. Rest, init, start, stop, destroy method will be invoked automatically. They are present in the applet class. I am not overriding it. I just want to override the pent method because I want to print this hello world statement inside the applet. So see, when you execute this applet, and one more thing, you need to import graphics as well. Okay, so this graphics class is present in the awt package of Java, so you need to import java.awt.graphics because this graphics we are using over here. Okay, so this is simple hello world program using the applet. How it will be the how it will execute, and we will get the output. Now check out, this particular program we have to write down, and then we have to execute it. After execution, we will see this particular type of applet. This is our applet. By default, it will come with a minimize, maximize, and a close button. It will come over with here the applet, and we will get by default message applet started, and hello world is a string, whatever we have displayed. Okay, now this is how the applet output will look like. You can see it is like your frame, okay, like your panel. Now check it out, how to execute the applet. There are some different mechanisms to execute the applet or to run the applet. There are two ways how we can run the applet. Okay, it is not like a normal way we are going to execute it. So we can run the applet by HTML file, or another way is by applet viewer tool. So these are the two mechanisms. If you now check it out, we have written this applet code in the hello world.java. Okay, I have this applet two imports. I have a public class hello world which extends applet, and the pent method I have overridden hello world. Now I have written this code in the hello world.java. What you have to do, you have to execute this, sorry, you have to just compile this particular hello world.java file. Your hello world.class file will be created. We know that when we compile .java file, .class file will be created. Okay, so hello world .class file will be created. Now you have to create one HTML file. As I told you on the first slide that applets are embedded within the HTML, applets are embedded within the web page. So you have to create a HTML file. So HTML/HTML body/body, and inside that now I am using the applet tag. Okay, so applet/applet. This is the tag I have embedded in the HTML file. So you have to write down this applet code is equal to hello world .class. So this file already we have created, we have compiled it, we have created a .class. You have to write down over here applet code is equal to hello world .class, and you have to set the default or some height and width of the applet. And now when you execute this my applet.html, you will get such type of applet created. Okay, so this is one way. The second way to create to execute the applet is with the help of applet viewer tool. So to execute the applet by the applet viewer tool, so we need to create an applet that contains the applet tag in comment, and then we have to compile it. Okay, so check it out. This is our file hello.java. The same file, public class hello extends applet and the pent method, and I have written here hello applet. Okay, so the same contents are there, but what I have done now, that code, whatever code here I have written in the HTML file applet code hello world.class. Okay, this tag I have to write down in the same hello.java file. Okay, so in the comment after the this contents I will write down applet code is equal to hello.class. My file name was hello.java, my .class will be hello.class. Okay, and I can set some height and width of the applet and /applet. This code I have to write down in the comment in the same .java file. And now what you have to do, first you have to compile it hello.java, you will get hello.class, and then applet viewer. This is a standard tool provided by JDK. So you have to say applet viewer hello.java. Okay, from the command line, and you will get your output. Your applet like this will be created with the proper contents. Now I'm using Eclipse. We are not using a command line or notepad. We are using Eclipse. So in Eclipse, a very simple method is there to execute the applet, and that is you just have to right click and you have to say run as an applet. Okay. Let us go to the program and see how the applets are executed using the Eclipse. I'll share you that screen. Okay, so say this is our simple applet program. Okay, so we have imported the things java.applet and java.aw2.graphics, and one more thing I am importing java.util.date because I want to display the date. See, public class hello world extends applet, and I have overridden the pent method g.drawString hello world 2020 x and y positions, and I have created a date object, date dt is equal to new date, and show status is a method. It will display the today's date, okay, plus dt, because dt object contains my current date, so it will show it on the applet. Okay, now before executing this program, I just want to tell you, like, there is a drawString method to display the string, okay, inside the applet. Similarly, there are many other methods. The methods are, we have the set color method. You can set the color of that string of the which we want to draw. After that, you have the draw line method. Okay, you have to pass the xy, x1, y1, x2, y2 of the line. Similarly, there is a draw rectangle method, there is a fill rectangle method, there is a draw oval method, then you have the fill oval method, you have the draw arc method, you have the fill arc method. Okay, all these methods are used, all these methods are present in the graphics class, and we need to invoke them with the help of graphics object, say g object. Okay, so check out g dot draw oval, draw arc, fill oval, fill arc, like this. So there are multiple methods available in the graphics package which are used to draw various elements on the applet. Now let us see how this program executes. So check out what I am going to do. I am going to display hello world string at position 2020. I am going to display the current date, today's date, with the help of date. See, this date class is available in the util package, so I am going to use java.util.date. Okay, the graphics package I have already used. We required it because of the pent method, and I have used aw2.color because I am setting the color also. Okay, so all these things I'm going to do. So let us see how it works. So in case of Eclipse, okay, there is no need of applet viewer. There is no need of creating any HTML. We have to just right click this particular class, this Java file, and run as Java applet. You just have to say run as Java applet. So when we compile it, see, this is our applet which is created. This is by default the size of the applet. Now, right now, when the applet is created, init method is invoked only for one time. Okay, by default init method has invoked. Then start method is invoked. Okay, now see, when the start method is invoked and the pent method is also invoked, and pent method has printed this hello world, print method has printed this welcome in red color. Similarly, the rectangle, the field rectangle, then the in blue color there is a circle, and all other elements whatever I have written over here. Similarly, check it out, date. Okay, this shows status. This has displayed the date in the status bar. So today is Tuesday, April 21, and the current time. Now check it out. This is the first execution of your applet. So your init method has invoked, your start method has invoked, okay, and your pent method has invoked. Now all these three methods has invoked. Now let us say that I am maximizing it. Okay, so when you maximize it,
Ma'am, output is not visible.
I'll share it. Yeah, is it visible now? Output is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so check it out. When we execute this program, our applet is created. It will contain the hello world, welcome, rectangle, oval, all other elements what I have included. It will contain the today's date also, because of I have included the today's date in the show status. Now at this time your init and start method has invoked. Similarly, paint method has invoked and output is visible on the screen. Okay. Now when I maximize it, is it visible? Is it visible?
No.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
I have shared that. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So check it out. Inside the applet, all the elements are displayed. Now we have maximized this applet. So when you maximize it, all these contents needs to be drawn again. All these contents need to be drawn again, redrawn. And for that purpose, paint method is invoked again. Okay. So when I minimize it, okay, so when I minimize it, again I can maximize it. At that time, your paint method needs to be redrawn. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So whenever you minimize the applet, you maximize the applet, you open any other window which covers your applet. Okay. So at that time, your paint method needs to be redrawn every time. Okay. Now, when I minimize it, another window was open. So at that time, your applet is stopped. Okay. Because your applet was not visible on the screen, your applet got stopped. And now when I close this applet, okay, by pressing the close button, your applet will be destroyed. Okay, so this is the life cycle of an applet. So whenever you execute the applet for the first time, say, whenever you execute the applet, your init method will be invoked only once, then your start method will be invoked, then paint method will be invoked for the execution purpose, for the drawing purpose. Okay, then when your applet gets minimized, covered by other windows, stop method will be invoked, and whenever you close the applet, it will be destroyed. So this is the life cycle of an applet. Is the screen visible? PPT? Is PPT visible? PPT visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
check it out. The first one, what we have created, just we have added the date and show status. Okay. The next one is, as I told you, there are many commonly used methods in the graphics class like draw string, draw rectangle, fill rectangle, draw oval, fill oval, draw line. Even you can draw the image. You can try for this. Draw arc, fill arc, set color and set font. So these are the various abstract methods which are present. Okay, some are abstract, one or two are non-abstract. So most of them are abstract methods which are present in the graphics class. We require to call them with the help of GObject. Okay, and these methods need to be called inside the paint. Okay, so this is what the program we have seen right now. Okay, this was the output. So by default in the Eclipse, we just want to say run as an applet and it gets invoked. Okay, now somewhat complicated program we are going to see. In the swings, we have seen the event handling. Similarly, in the applet also, we can do the event handling. So this type of output we want. Okay, what do we want? That there should be one text box and there is a click button, and when I click this button, the text box should contain the welcome text. Okay, this is what the output I want. So check it out. Whatever the elements of swing are there, the same elements we can use in the applet. Okay, right now this program I am using AWT. I am not using swing. I am going to use swing also, but in this program I am using AWT. AWT is, we can say, the lower version, less advanced version of swing. Okay, we have already seen the difference between the AWT and the swing. So check out, I will import java.applet.star. I will import java.awt.star, and I need to import java.awt.event.star because I want to handle the button click event in this program. Now please carefully listen to this program. Okay, so check out, we need to create an applet, so we have to inherit the applet class. So I will say public class event applet. This is my own class, extends applet. And as I need to handle the event handling, okay, we will implement the action listener. Now all you know that action listener, it is a interface which contains one method called as the action perform method, and that method is invoked when we click the button. Okay, so this is already we have seen. So check out now, public class event applet extends applet implements action listener. Okay, now I have created one button, say button B, and one text field TF. These are the only two components I require, so I have created it. Now say we here, now I am overriding the init method, say public void init. Okay, in the init method we have to do the initializations that we need only for one time. Okay, so check it out, whatever we have done, we have written inside the init method now. Okay, so check out public void init method. I want the new text field should be created, so TF is equal to new text field TF is equal to new text field. Then I have set the bounds of that text field, X and Y, and width and height. Okay, so this text field will be created inside the applet, a blank text field. Okay, similarly I will create, say button B, already I have created, so B is equal to new button. I will create a new button with the caption click. So this button will be created. I will set the bounds 80, 150, X and Y, height and width to 60 and 50. So button will be created. After creating TF and B, that is text field and button, I will add it to the current applet. So add B to the current applet, add TF to the current applet. So this text field and button will be added to your applet. Okay, this is a simple components I have added to my applet. Now I want to use event handling. Okay, so event handling, there are 3 steps. If you remember, the first step was you have to implement the action listener. So this is our first step. Second step is you have to register that button with the action listener. So registration we use add action listener method. So see, we want to listen to the button, so we need to register this action listener to the button. So b dot add action listener of the current applet. Okay, so this will be the current component which contains the button. So that is the this current applet. Okay, and we have set the layout to null. As we have set the layout to null, we have to set the bounds, okay, the way we want. So in this way, our first step of event handling is implement action listener. Second step is add action listener. Now the third and very important step is that we need to override the action perform method. Action perform method is abstract method which is present in the action listener interface, and our class, the event applet class, must implement this action perform method. Okay, so this action perform method determines what should be done when you click this button. Okay, so action perform method contains one object of action event class. Okay, this action event class contains the information about on which source the event has occurred. In our case it is button, and what type of event has occurred, we are going to use the click event. Okay, so that information is present in the action event object. Okay, so we will override this action perform method. We will just write down tf dot set text welcome. That's it. So whenever I click this button, okay, welcome will be displayed inside the applet. So this is a simple event handling program with AWT and applet. Okay, everything is same like that of your swing, but here we have used AWT. Okay, right now I will not go to the Eclipse. We will see the same program with the swing. It is very simple. Same steps are there. Now let us use it with the help of JApplet. Now check it out. As we are using AWT, okay, our class name was applet. Okay, if you are using swing, your class name will be JApplet. If you remember, in swing every class is prefixed with J. Okay, JFrame, JPanel. Similarly, there is JApplet. As you see, JButton, JTextField. Here, check out. In this case, as we have used the normal AWT, okay, simple AWT, we have used text field, we have used button. Okay, now if you are using swing, our class name will become JApplet. Okay, as we prefer swing over AWT, we are going to use the swing now, the same program with the help of swing. So we are going to use JApplet. Okay, and all the controls are now J button, J text field, and likewise. Okay, so check out. We need to import applet. Basically, we are going to create it. Now here we have to import swing. Swing is present in the JavaX package. So import swing. You have to import event. Event is present in the AWT. So you have to use the event. It will implement. It will have the all the interfaces and classes required for the event handling, like your action listener and all. Okay. Now the change is that say public class event JApplet. This class name can be anything. I have used event JApplet. Extends JApplet. So this is my swing, JApplet swing, okay, which is present in the swing class. And I'm going to implement the action listener as it is. Now instead of button, you have to say J button B. Instead of text field, you have to say J text field TF. Okay. Now go to the init method, create the text field. Okay, TF, set the bounds of the text field. Similarly, create the button click, set the bounds of the button, add the button, add the text field to your current applet. Okay, and the set the action listener, register the action listener, b dot add action listener this, the current applet, and set layout to null. Check out, rest all things are same. Just you have said J applet because you are using swing, you have said J button, and you have said J text field. Rest of the contents are same. Okay, and we need to override the action perform method as it is tf.setText welcome. Okay, so check it out. Whenever I am going to click this, I will get a text welcome. Now we have created all the controls in the init method because it invoked only once, and I want that every control should be created only one time. Okay, rest time they will be just redrawn or displayed. Okay, so that's why we have created all the controls inside the init method. Only once all these controls will be created. Okay, so this is how the event handling is carried out using the applets. Now let us go to the Eclipse and see how it works. Is it visible, the screen? Is screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Eclipse screen. So this is our normal program with the help of AWT, and this is with the help of swing. Both the programs are same. Difference is of J. Okay, here we are extending the J applet, and in the AWT we are using a simple applet. As it is simple applet, we have the button class, we have the text field class. In the swing, we have the J button class, we have the J text field class. So I'll explain any one. So let us swing. Okay, so as we have seen, we have extended J applet, we have created a simple applet, we have implemented action listener because we want to do the event handling. J button B, J text field TF. Inside the init, we have created the text field, set the bounds, created a button, set the bound, add the button, add the text field to your applet, and register the action listener with the button. Okay, and set the layout to null. And action perform method, we have said tf.setText. That's it. So let us see the execution. So you just have to go to your event japplet.java file, right click, and say run as a Java applet. Okay, is it visible, the applet?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Now is it visible, the applet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so check out. When we have executed, our applet has got created. By default, the Eclipse calls the applet viewer, and our applet is created. Now what we have done, only when you click it, action perform method will be invoked, and inside the action perform method, we have just set the text of this text box to welcome. So I'll click it, and we will get the welcome over there. So this is the event handling with the help of applets. Now check out, init method is called. Okay, and whenever you redraw it, restore it, okay, your pend method will be invoked. Okay, So that is all for the applet. You can try adding other elements to the applet as well. Okay, so the features of applets over the HTML are: applets are used for displaying the dynamic web pages of web application, as we can do the event handling what we have seen right now with the help of applets. They are used for playing the sound files, displaying the documents, as well as playing the animations with the help of dynamic HTML. Nowadays it is possible with the help of dynamic HTML as well. So advantages of applets are: there are many advantages of applet over the HTML. It works as a client side, so less response time is required. It is quite secured, and it can be executed by browsers running under many platforms like Linux, Windows, Mac, and other types of OS. So there are certain restrictions which are imposed on the applets as well. So an applet cannot load libraries or define the native methods. So an applet cannot ordinarily read or write the files. So file handling is not possible. An applet cannot read certain system properties. If you require those, we cannot use the applets. An applet cannot make network connections except to the host that it come from, and an applet cannot start any program on the host that is executing it. So these are certain restrictions of the applet. So mainly the swings are used, okay, as compared to your AWT and applet. Swings are mostly used for the purpose of creating the GUI based applications. Okay, so